Unions are an interest group. They're basically one of the most important economic interest groups, but they were more important in the 50s and 60s, and lately they're less and less. Right now, currently, they're about 8% of the workforce. They might be a little bit higher in government employment. So there are a lot of government unions like teacher unions, postal worker unions, government employee unions, but there's less and less in the private sector. Unions basically negotiate with companies. They negotiate for higher wages, better working conditions, hours. So they might do an 8-hour or 6-hour workday. They might do 40-hour work week. Working conditions and rules in the workplace, whether it's seniority or tenure or how you decide who gets laid off first, and basically the rules to fire somebody, rules to hire, different types of rules to do in the workplace. In the past, they've been accused of being corrupt. A lot of Republicans don't like unions because they give to Democratic candidates. So if you pay dues, some of the money goes to a party that you might not want. Also, the union might not represent you and what you want at the workplace. There can be inefficiencies, especially if you have to have a union worker, if you have to wait around for a union group. And of course, Jimmy Hoffa, the famous Teamster, stole millions from the pension funds. But what unions do is, because they negotiate for people, they negotiate the benefits and wages and hours, you can get a higher wage. So typically right-to-work states are 20 to 25% less in pay. You can be fired for any reason in a right-to-work state, whereas if you're in a union state, you have to follow procedures and you can't just fire at will. You can't hire it. You have different rules. Now, part of the reason why unions were attacked in the 1950s under Truman, it was basically the right to work was you had to be a member of a union to get hired. So to get a certain plumbing job or construction job, you had to be a member of a union, and many people felt that that was discriminatory and wrong. So they said, well, you don't have to be a member of a union, you just have to pay dues. So, and then they changed it, well, now it's voluntary to pay dues. So currently right now in the teachers union in Scottsdale, maybe 30% of the teachers are member of the unions, because why would you want to join a union? Because that costs you $400 or $500 a year, and you get the same benefits. So if somebody doesn't have to pay dues and they get the same benefits and they get higher wages, that's great for them. So we find that in right-to-work states, unions are weaker, they can't strike, and they can't get as much salary as they can as if it's in a state that has better union laws. Currently, right now, there are bills being proposed to make the United States throughout the entire country right to work, which would basically destroy the unions. Unions are there to help working people, help people to get higher salaries, or in my case, lawsuits. People sue me or worry about losing my job because of somebody being unfair to me. Tenure is a thing that I fight for and want, because I don't want to be fired for something that I teach or something I say in class. So unions are very controversial. There's pros and cons for everything. There's pros and cons to unions. They're not perfect. They're made of people. They're probably one of our most democratic institutions, because we vote on contracts, we vote on members, we vote on going to these things. So it's fascinating. But this is a type of interest group. It's a membership. You actually pay something, but you get benefits to it. So if you have any questions about unions, right to work, or any of those things, why people are negative or positive with them, be happy to talk about that in class. And then we'll talk about other interest groups and other videos tomorrow and after that. Thanks a lot and have a good day.